Dave, Carl Hines. Yeah, we'll go too. Yeah. We'll go and get Mincy with him. I want an autograph. Okay? What do you guys ready? I'm ready to roll. Ready? Don't do it too. I won't. Go. Go for it.
Indoor soccer action from Chicago. Mike Gowd and Teddy Powers waiting to get the Roos underway. Mike Gowd and Ted Powers get the Roos underway. Tony Wicker with his first touch to the ball. And the indoor soccer season for the Roos has begun. Dave Pearson is signing for Columbus. And the ball got back early to Jose Garcia in goal for the new franchise, the Chicago Shockers. Good interception by Wicker. Wicker goes on the run. Mike Gowd still with the ball. Gowd still has it and brought down. We're getting an early free kick.
Good early opening for the Roos, Dave. Got a new look, a lot of new faces out there. We'll be talking about some of the key performers for the Roos this year as time goes along. So far, they're off to a pretty good start.
Dave Pierce ready to take the kick. Mark Christensen waiting. Christensen with a shot. Deflected. Hits Gowd and Chicago try and come away with it. Chicago across the red line. Dave Pierce covering. And does a good job, makes the tackle, gets it down to Ted Powers. Good play by the Roos at the moment. Dave Pierce goes running on, and Garcia is going to come all the way out and clear that one down to Mark Christensen. Viktor Petronius gets his first touch, he comes out. He's got Wicker free, he's got Pierce.
Chris Bartell starting the number 2 line, Dave. Normally he would start the number 1 line, but he's starting the number 2 line tonight to begin things in the season opener.
Pierce, off the ball through to Christensen. Christensen beaten by Tommy Sirov. And Mike Gowd picks up the loose ball. Center field for the Roos. It's going to go all the way back to Viktor Petronius. 1 minute into the game.
Petronius very, very fast on the outlet pass. He's a goaltender that's going to get some assists this year just for the simple fact he gets the ball out so quickly.
Roos content to just keep the ball in play and look for the passes. Wicker and Pierce. Pierce beaten. And Perez on the run. It's off now for Chicago. On the far side, save from Viktor Petronius, and Mark Christensen coolly gets it back to him. Early chance for Chicago. Viktor Petronius right there. Roos getting ready to make that line change. Derek Sanderson, Mike Gibbons seeing the first action of the evening. Kevin Flynn and Neil Ridgway and Nick O'Shea.
The number 1 line for the Roos.
O'Shea's pass intercepted by Hayden Knight, and Chicago will bring it forward. Across their own red line, that's just a little too tough for Chicago to get through there. Mike Gibbons does a good job, heels the ball back to Kevin Flynn. Nick O'Shea. Kevin Flynn, that just overruns it. It's going to come to Derek Sanderson. Sanderson still with the ball, battling, gets it back to Gibbons. Gibbons' shot is blocked. It's going to come back to Nick O'Shea, center field. No score, 2.5 minutes into the game. O'Shea to Flynn. Flynn just overruns it a little, gets it back to O'Shea. Roos looking for the passes to build this one up. O'Shea plays it inside, and Garcia comes and punches that one ahead. And Kevin Flynn over the top. It's going to be a goal kick.
Kalamazoo doing a lot more passing early on in their second season than they did in their first season, Dave. You can see the pattern starting to set up. Chris Bartels and Mike Garrett have gotten them a little bit more disciplined, and things are working a little bit better out there. They're very, very much more methodical than they were last year.
Hayden Knight. It's a pass off. That's to Gibbons to chase. Gibbons gets knocked back, goes back to Dawson, and back over to Hayden Knight. Intercepted by Ridgway. Dawson, number 10, takes on Gibbons. Gibbons blocks the shot. Petronius punches it out to Gibbons again. Gibbons coolly plays it out to Ridgway. And Ridgway calms things down, gets it back to his new goaltender, Viktor Petronius.
Watch Petronius throughout the night. He has a tendency to want to fly up here to about the red line with the ball to set his team up for a better position.
Mike Gibbons trying to force the cutoff back to the goaltender. The Roos will get it back with Ridgway. O'Shea, center field. Good play by Derek Sanderson. That ball kicked high into the stands. We're going to get a kick into the Roos. Neil Ridgway, Nick O'Shea calling for the ball.
Nice, fast, clean action going on here on the part of both clubs. Both of them look pretty well conditioned, and so so far we've got the makings of what seems is going to be a good season this year.
Derek Sanderson saying he wants it on his head. Ridgway gets past one but can't get past the second one. And Chicago try and bring it forward. Flynn intercepted. Nice ball out to Ridgway. Ridgway plays it inside. No one running. Garcia gets the ball. Distributes it out. And Chicago Shockers will bring it forward.
Look down the roster of the Shockers, Dave, and you'll see a few vultures from last year. There's a few vultures coming back to play for the Shockers this year to give them that hometown flavor.
Good turn. And intercepted by Derek Sanderson. Quick play. Gibbons on the run. Viktor Petronius saying, hey, come on, buddies, let's get the line change. We'll calm this one down. Petronius kicks it down line. They're going to get a line change. Garcia playing around a little bit with it at the back. And play through, and Stevens onside. Petroni makes a fine save to come out. The Roos caught in the defense just a little. And Steven had a chance, took it for Viktor Petroni. What a good job he did.
Had a clear angle on that one, Dave. It didn't look like Petroni is very, very fast. Former missile goaltender with the Kansas City Comets, was the number 5 goaltender in the MISL at one time.
Houston with a kick for the Shockers. No score. 5 minutes into this contest. Petroni makes the save and gets it out to Teddy Powers, number 9 for the Roos. The Roos sporting their new jerseys for this, their second season in the AISA. Christensen, Wicker, out to Mike Garrett. Teddy Powers doing the run. Garrett intercepted. Pierce tried to turn and come to Powers. Powers, almost to Dave Pierce. Tony Wicker across the red line. The Roos running. Wicker will get it back to Christensen. Christensen plays it inside to Powers. Good play by Powers. Can he get it into Garrett? Garrett scores! The Roos lead. Mike Garrett. 5 minutes and 20 seconds into the contest. And Mike Garrett puts the ball in the back of the net for the Roos' first goal this season. And Jim, what a nice setup. They waited their time, they bided their time, and it went in for them.
Patience is going to pay off for them this year, Dave, and that is the fact that in last year's play, they might have taken 1 or 2 shots there, and instead they waited and waited and waited and forced Chicago into a mistake, and the Shockers let up a little bit, and there was Mike Garrett let go of one of his few but always on target shots, and the Roos are up 1-0.
Dave Pierce will now try and bring it forward. Garrett again on the run. Pierce gets past one. Garrett clear inside. Pierce is going to take the shot. Garcia makes the save. And Pierce gets it straight back again. Nice play by Pierce. And Chicago will try and bring it back. This is for Garrett to chase. The Roos ahead by 1 goal. Garcia forced to clear that one out. Here's Mike Garrett. Dave Pierce. Pierce with a shot. Garcia with a save right above his head.
Good save by Garcia, and he got back just in time in order to get that shot fired at him. The goal was wide open as Garcia had gone into the right corner to defend the ball.
8 minutes, 48 seconds remaining in the first period. Kalamazoo Channel 5 will be bringing you indoor soccer action every Wednesday night as we tape all the Roos home games and some of the away games. Dave Pye, Jim McKinney here with you, and the Roos leading it by 1. Tomorrow night, November the 16th, the Roos home opener at Wing Stadium against the Milwaukee Wave. Mike Garrett. Nick O'Shea back to Kevin Flynn. And Flynn forced to go back to Viktor Petroni. Petroni coming out, makes the pass out to Ridgway. Ridgway's got O'Shea running. Gibbons forward, uses O'Shea. O'Shea into Gibbons. To Ridgway, nice play. Ridgway with a shot just wide. Come back to O'Shea. That's a nice setup by the Roos. Ridgway. Oh, good ball. O'Shea inside Sanderson. Just couldn't quite connect with that one. It'll come back to Ridgway, and he'll send it back to the halfway line. Kevin Flynn will try and start things again for the Roos. Sanderson will try and get that one in. It'll come clear. The Shockers will try and bring it forward. Steven taking on Kevin Flynn. Steven, nice ball inside. But Mike Gibbons very coolly picks it off and gets it back to Petroni halfway through the first period of 4 indoor soccer. Kalamazoo 1, Chicago nothing. Mike Garrett's goal 5 minutes, 20 seconds into this contest. The ball for Kevin Flynn to chase and put out.
I believe we've got a timeout called. There's going to be an official timeout
being called.
determine what's going on here. Something new with the officials this year, Dave. They're not dressed in yellow and black. They're dressed in black and white. Look much nattier, if you will, or nappier, if you will. They basically, we see the same referees that we had last year. Under fire a few times because of the fact that they were, you know, it's a tough sport to referee, especially because it's relatively new, and you don't, and the availability of indoor soccer referees wasn't exactly that good because of the fact that most of them were working in the missile, and you know, they're not going to want to leave the MISL to come down to the AISA. But Rod Smithson, who was the chief last year, did an outstanding job of getting them together, and this year, again, we're looking for another good season from them. I don't know if you've noticed it, Dave, but I am seeing a very, very big difference, and there are some other press people up here that are too. There's a very big difference in this Kalamazoo Roos team. Very much so. Not only do they have a new look, uniform-wise, do they have a new look in goal with Viktor Petronius, with Mark Christensen on the field, Joe Schmid, Dave Pierce, Paul Cato, who has not yet seen any action. But the patience of the Kangaroos is very, very evident. They are controlling the pace of this game. They are the ones that are dictating to Chicago where the ball is going to go and how it's going to go. And that's something that the Roos didn't do last year, and whether they can sustain it for the 4 periods, that remains to be seen. But if they can, we're in for a real good season this year.
Ridgway with a kick. It's going to go up into the rafters. Comes down to Mike Gibbons. Garcia just gets the punch out. It'll come out to O'Shea. O'Shea, nice turn by Nick O'Shea. Still with the ball. Tries to get the pass in. He's blocked. But he gets it back again. Good hustling by O'Shea. Back to Kevin Flynn. Just adding to what you were saying, that's what Chris Bartos is going to be looking for from this team early on, and of course later on in the season. Consistency. The record last year, they strung together a couple of wins, a couple of losses. There wasn't a great deal of consistency, or as much as Chris Bartos might have hoped. That's what they're looking for now. Coming forward now. Shot comes in and blocked. And Garrett, I beg your pardon, O'Shea and Petroni down there to sort that one out. Very close to Chicago. O'Shea back there with Petroni. That could have bounced off the back of Petroni and gone in. Here's Steven. Tonight. Hey, the Knight's going to let one crack, and a good save from Viktor Petroni. 6:25 remaining in the first quarter.
Roos getting ready to substitute again, Dave, as they're going to bring out the number 2 line, and hopefully they won't have a defensive lapse. Oh, here we go.
And here they go now. Mushi's going to put that one over the top. We're going to get a kick in. Well, Mike Gow coming onto the field now. We mentioned he was on a few seconds ago, but we'll just make sure he's on now.
Number 2 line going on again, and Viktor Petroni already showing that he is going to be a force in this league as far as the goaltender is concerned. He made a couple of good saves, a couple of good stops. The Roos defense getting back to help protect him, and there was a group of Kalamazoo fans across the way and making some noise, and they've got good reason to. They got a 1-0 lead.
The Roos booster bus has brought along about 40 fans, and numerous cars have traveled from Kalamazoo. Here's Houston. Houston looking to get the shot off, turns his man. Houston shot, hits the post, goes wide. And the Roos escape. Is Dave Pierce, Garrett, and Mark Christensen. Another new face for the Roos this season. You'll be seeing tomorrow night, the November the 16th, as the Roos play the Milwaukee Wave in their home opener. Tackled by Pierce. Alconitis gives the kick to Chicago.
Pierce got up and know that he had done it. Wanted to see if Perez was okay. Fans weren't too happy with it, but it wasn't a real deliberate push, but Pierce did know that he had made a mistake.
Home fans are never happy when
they're never happy with any kind of call that goes against you. No, that's true.
Powers chasing for this one. Itiraff is cleared. Going to use Garcia. Steffenhagen.
Steffenhagen is a big, big soccer proponent here in the Chicago area, and it's a real feather in the Shockers' cap to get him on their team.
Here's Mike Garrett. Garrett tries to play it inside. Roos could be caught now. Steffenhagen, one of the older players in the league, at 36. On the run on the far side, Houston. Wicker and Garrett trying to stop to combine him. Wicker gets the ball. Garrett now. And the Roos will try and bring it forward. Dave Pierce on the run. Pierce has got Wicker inside. Plays the first-time ball. But a good job by Chicago to get back. Number 11, Alberto Perez.
Nice tackle by Perez.
Christensen puts that one out into touch. We're going to get a line change from both teams. 4 minutes, 50 seconds remaining in the first period. The Roos leading
In
1-0.
between quarters, Dave, you got to talk a little bit about the Shockers franchise. They're brand new, and so far, most of the people on both sides are very impressed with the way that things are going. As far as the Shockers are concerned, the way that things are being run. So hopefully we're seeing a new era of soccer here in Chicago.
Sanderson gets his pass off to Ridgway. Ridgway defeated by the boards there, but good play by Mike Gibbons to get that one back. Ridgway forced back. Kevin Flynn. Flynn plays it back into Ridgway. Ridgway takes on his man, gets it off the wall, hits Arconitis, the referee, comes back out again to Ridgway and then to Garcia. Ridgway called for pushing.
Kalanitis got in the way twice down there. A little unfortunate, but he did get in the way, and that happens.
It's Hayden Knight. Knight showing composure, gets it back, and Chicago coming forward. Good running off the ball. Mushi. Mushi gets the better of Flynn. Mushi stops and turns, looking for someone to pass the ball to. Gets it to Stephen. Gibbons doing well, forcing the play back.
Dangerous pass there. If Sanderson had gotten his foot on it, he might have had a chance to.
Petroni has to come out to clear this one. Does a good job. Gets it to Ridgway. Sanderson calling for the ball. Gibbons running. Ridgway bringing it forward. Across the red line. Neil Ridgway plays it in. Almost through to Sanderson. Here's Gibbons. Can Gibbons get his shot off? No, he can't. Sanderson. Number 13 for the Roos. Ridgway goes back over to Kevin Flynn to the red line. Flynn lines up a shot. Blocked, and Hayden Knight will try and bring it forward. Good play by Flynn again. Gibbons back to Ridgway. Here's Derek Sanderson inside. And Mike Gibbons running in. Jose Garcia makes the save.
Header just a little bit too slow. Garcia was able to react a little bit quicker, and Gibbons made a good attempt to go in, but Kalamazoo again controlling the tempo, Dave. They're the ones who are dictating play, and that is going to cost Chicago if they can't turn the momentum, so to speak, away from the Roos.
Mistake by Chicago. Lets Ridgway in. Kevin Flynn getting ready to line up a shot. Ridgway gets it off to Sanderson. Sanderson over far side. Flynn with a shot and over the top.
It was on target. It was just about 10, 15 feet too high. Just a little bit too high there. Good try by Kevin Flynn, though, to try to get the goal. 2:56 remaining in this first period. We had a lot of fast-paced action, a lot of very, very clean action, very few penalties. Both teams seem to be running very, very well. Garrett, of course, being the scorer of the only goal, and Powers on the assist, and Garcia gets ready to make a goal kick.
Garcia, only as far as Mark Christensen. Christensen plays it to Powers. Center field with the Roos. They're up by 1 goal, 2:42 to go. Here's Pierce. Save Pierce, forced back by Houston.
Petroni will play with it all day long if he has to. There's only 2:29 remaining, and to keep the lead in the first period, he'll just sit there with the ball unless they penetrate.
Dave Pierce again. Chicago doing a good job pressurizing the Roos at the moment. And the Roos desperately trying to get it out of their own zone. And they're doing a good job of it. Here comes Christensen. Christensen for the Roos. He's going to line one up, gets a shot. It's blocked. And Chicago will try and come away with it. Perez. Isirov running on the outside. Isirov gets the ball. The shot is blocked by Tony Wicker. What a good job. The leader for block shots last season, Tony Wicker, and he's doing it again. Good start. Here goes Pierce. What a great ball. Oh, just too far in front of Dave Pierce, and Garcia did well to get that one. Mike Gatt will have to chase hard for this one.
You look up defenseman in a dictionary, and Tony Wicker's picture is in the margin. Wicker is just, that is his position. He's probably the best defenseman in the AISA.
Teddy Powers goes down. Referee says play on, and away comes Chicago. Oh, and Dave Pierce got the ball, and what an enormous dive by Mr. Arno Steffenhagen. I'm going to give him an award.
Are we awarding the Tony Johnson Award again this year?
That's going to be interesting when we do the games against Tony Johnson. Petroni with a save. Still 1-0 the Roos. Mike Gowden, Houston battling for the ball. The Roos forcing the Chicago Shockers back to center line. 1:15 to go. Roos up by 1-0. Mike Garrett, the scorer of the goal, on the ball now. Gets it off to Dave Pierce. Tony Wicker running, nice play. Here goes Tony Wicker. Wicker with a shot off the boards. No one running in for the rebound, and Houston will play it inside. Less than a minute to go in this first period. Sanderson hustling back to get that one. And Houston will bring it forward for Chicago. Houston going all the way. Tony Wicker blocks it. Good play by Wicker. Gets it off to Sanderson. Sanderson taking on his man. He's got people running inside. And Holler Up will get it back to Garcia. 30 seconds to go. Fans haven't had too much to cheer about here in Chicago for the home team.
Very nice crowd out here for the first night. Very, very nice crowd, considering what has happened in Chicago over the past year. It's a credit to the town and the people here that there's this many people showed up.
17 seconds remaining in the first period. Nick O'Shea forcing Hayden Knight wide. Shot, Mushi trying to get his shot in. Gibbons and Flynn battling there. Flynn will get the ball away. They've got 3 seconds to do something. And that'll be the end of the first period. And Chicago, nothing. Kalamazoo Kangaroos 1 on a comfortable first period for Chris Bartell's team. I think comfortable the word there, Jim?
Well, I think comfortable, yeah, that could be a good word. I think dominating is another word. I'm amazed at the way the Kalamazoo Kangaroos are playing. They're playing methodically. They're playing very, very controlled soccer, and that could be because of the experience that they have on the team. A lot of the Kangaroos are back from this year, but of course Petroni played last year. The Kansas City Comets are the last team he played for the Comets. We have a former Columbus Capital, of course. All these are pretty much experienced players. But Chris Bartell hasn't working a system. And you remember what happened last year where it was kind of they tried to work a system, but they tried to go after that goal. Now, if they're not penetrating enough, they'll bring the ball back. They're using Petroni more. And I think that's going to tell because Chicago is not penetrating enough. They're not going after the ball.
Well, I'll tell you one thing about Dave Pierce. We're talking about Dave Pierce earlier on. He covers a lot of ground out there. He's doing a lot of running along with Mike Garrett. That's a nice line, the way they're working this today for the Roos this evening. Mention once again, we'll be broadcasting every single home game and a few away games on Kalamazoo Channel 5 Access. 7:30 every Wednesday evening on Channel 5, beginning November the 27th. Tomorrow night, November the 16th, the Roos home opener against the Milwaukee Wave.
And an added attraction in that, the former captain of the Kalamazoo Kangaroos, Frank Speth, will be in uniform for the Milwaukee Wave, and that should prove to be an interesting game.
We'll be right back with the beginning of the second period in just a few seconds. The Roos leading it 1-0.
There are no words. Huh? Just about to get underway here in the second period of 4 exciting quarters of indoor soccer at the Odeum in Villa Park, Illinois. The Kalamazoo Kangaroos and the Chicago Shockers. And here with the play-by-play is my partner in crime, David Pye.
Not too sure I like that one, Jim, but I'll take it.
You were my partner in crime last year on the radio.
That's right, we did it all last year and a couple of TV games as well.
Oh,
if we have as much excitement towards the end of the season as we had last year, we're certainly going to have a good season.
Oh, yeah.
We hope the results go the right way for the Roos. At the moment, they're leading 1-0. Beginning of the second period. Hayden Knight's going to take the kick in. Knight plays it off the board. And Petroni, cool as you like, gets it out to Sanderson.
One of Petroni's best weapons is his psychological approach to the game. He does an excellent job of psyching an opponent just by talking to them.
Chiesa, danger man for Chicago last season when they were the Chicago Vultures, new franchise now the Chicago Shockers. Chiesa again gets it off to Hayden Knight. Chicago seems to have started the second period with a little more positive attitude, Jim.
Yeah, they're using the same type of system the Roos are, and that's a little bit more methodical, although you see some of the wildness in them. They still want to go penetrate just a little bit quicker than they should, and they're not getting back fast enough on some of the balls. Kalamazoo doing a good job on pressure.
Chiesa plays it inside. Well, Chicago have had the ball for the last 30 seconds. Ford gets a shot in. Oh, it's there! Petroni was, I think, was screened. Well, Chicago dominated the play. They had the ball for about a minute without the Roos getting to it. And Peter Ford scores the goal and puts Chicago back in it. I think Viktor Petroni probably unsighted there. He looked at his defense as if to say, yeah, I just didn't see it. I think maybe he was. And the deflection, and it went in. And it's 1-1.
Yeah, Petroni didn't look like he had seen the ball at all. And there was a lot of screening going on by both teams down in the net. It's unfortunate because the shot really wasn't that good. But that's the way it happens here in indoor soccer. We have a 1-1 tie. But knowing things the way that we saw them last year, it doesn't stay that way very long.
Oh, here's Powers. He's tripped up. The referee, there was a definite foul there. The referee said no, play on. Here's Pierce. He's going to have to take it back. 1-1 the score, beginning of the second period. Christensen. Christensen gets it off to Pierce. The Roos are going to have to show what they're like now. The composure and the confidence. As they control the play. Powers. We're going to get a kick in to Chicago.
Kalamazoo, I believe, is going to get the ball on that one.
Here's Wicker. And Pierce will come back to Christensen.
Dawson made the assist on that goal.
Chicago coming forward. Petroni's going to clear that one out. Good play by Petroni. Powers and Gout forward for the Roos. Gout making his run now. Inside Christensen. Christensen going forward on the overlap. Mike Garrett. Nice play by Garrett. Garrett trying to get his shot off. Oh, good play. Good skills. It's going to come out to Pierce with a shot. And believe it, Houston felt that one. Wicker. Off to Christensen. And back to Wicker again. Petroni calling for the ball. Gets it back.
Roos again taking their time, setting up the play ahead of time. As Pierce and Wicker are playing quarterback out there, they're trying to make sure everything is set before they send the ball up.
Steffenhagen. Steffenhagen plays it only as far as Viktor Petroni, and he'll be happy to see that one go back to him like that.
Gotta be careful with those sometimes. They come back as big as a balloon. Like the real big.
Here's Powers. Powers turning his man, the ball's loose. Garcia gets it. And a free kick given to Chicago. Garcia's distribution off to Steffenhagen. Intercepted by Mark Christensen.
Garcia is not one of your technically good goaltenders in the AISA, but what he makes up in lack of ability, so to speak, he makes up in moxie.
Sanderson almost with a chance. Just as you were talking there, Jim, Derek Sanderson had a chance. Now Tony Wicker into Sanderson. Back to Wicker, to Pierce, off the boards. And Chicago come away. Well, poor Derek Sanderson, very unlucky there. Hit the boards, it came back. And it hit him and went wide. Almost a chance to go 2-1 in the lead. Hayden Knight comes on, calls for the ball, he gets it. Here's Hayden Knight. Gets his shot off. Rodriguez with a shot. And that one goes wide, and Chicago coming back into this game. 1-1 the score here at the Odeum in Chicago. The Roos home opener. The Roos opener, I should say. The home opener tomorrow night, November the 16th at Wing Stadium against Milwaukee. Sanderson intercepts that one, comes back and goes all the way over the top and out for Petroni's goal kick.
And so much for the William Tell overture. This is almost like we were in Wing Stadium last year. You can see the speaker only is about 20 feet away from us. Yeah, obviously you can hear it. And
there must be some purpose for the William Tell overture.
I don't know what it is.
Jim.
I don't know what it is. I haven't figured it out yet. I think I'm going to ask Don Green when I get out of here.
I will say that whenever Hayden Knight gets the ball, the William Tell overture.
I'll tell you the truth. I think the reason they played is because Mike Priceton of the Gazette likes it so much. That's what I think. They know.
They aim to please.
Even in Chicago.
Petroni off to Flynn. Ridgway going forward. Almost over the top for Flynn. Try to get it over the head of the defender. Here comes O'Shea. O'Shea going all the way, gets his shot in. And Pierce, beg your pardon, that was Gibbons. Gibbons couldn't get the rebound. Here is Gibbons. Gibbons got a shot at goal if he can get it in. Deflected! And Garcia makes the save. And Dawson, after getting an assist on the first goal for Chicago, almost put one in himself for the Kalamazoo Kangaroos. Chiesa. Tahida Knight, shot deflected. Petroni calling his troops forward.
Chicago's coming close, Dave. I mean, they're hitting the walls on both sides, and you know, that's just sooner or later luck's going to have it your way. You're going to end up getting a few of those shots in, so Chicago's got to take their time. Minor foul there along the Roos bench. It'll be Roos kick in there. 9:04 remaining in the second quarter. Tied up 1-1. Roos should hopefully will be able to go into the halftime with a lead.
Here's O'Shea. Try to weave his way through the defense. Ball goes out into touch.
Into a bunch of Kangaroo fans who don't want to give the ball back.
Chicago going to make a player change. Different line coming on.
Rather a nice building. It's not like Wing Stadium. It's basically two buildings in one. We have the one soccer field here, and then of course on the other end they have another place that they can play soccer, but it's rather roomy and very nice.
Stefan Hagen is the lone player forward. Petroni will come out and collect that. Clears it out into touch. We're going to get a kick in for Chicago.
A little bit too high. A little bit too high. Shockers will have it down in the left corner to Petroni's left. Try to set up a play here, see if they can go ahead.
And Petroni calmly gets the ball. Good distribution to Sanderson. Ridgway and Gibbons running forward. Sanderson gets it off to Gibbons. Gibbons off the boards. Garcia making the save. Stefan Hagen. Kevin Flynn blown for absolutely, I think they blew the whistle for pushing, but we didn't see any of that here, Jim. O'Shea calmly gets that one back.
I didn't see a thing. And I'll go to my grave saying the same thing. I didn't see anything. I promised one of the referees from last year I wouldn't second guess the referees this year.
Stefan Hagen. Stefan Hagen has himself clear, gets it inside. And Petroni, where's he off to? Petroni's going all the way. I've never seen anything quite like this. But if it works, let's do it. That has got to be the longest forage into the opponent's area by a goalkeeper you're going to see.
I'll tell you what.
Viktor Petroni, full of confidence, decided to do it. Here's Gibbons. Back to Sanderson. It's going to come back to Ridgway.
Petroni surprised the entire Chicago defense. I mean,
They didn't know what to do with him.
Nobody went back. They said, now, wait a minute, he doesn't have a blue uniform on.
They didn't know what to do. They just stood there watching. How could this goalkeeper in yellow coming across all the way down the field?
And he did it with the skill of a midfielder.
The only thing he didn't do was have a shot. Gibbons plays it off to Sanderson. Sanderson, Ridgway. And here's Sanderson. Garcia making a good save. Ridgway tries to get that ball. Oh, good skill shown there by Chicago. Number 11, Alberto Perez. Here is that man, Perez. Tristan. Stefan Hagen. Stefan Hagen trying to get the shot in off Kevin Flynn. And we're going to get a free kick called on against the Roos. Here's Houston. Houston, ball deflected and cleared away by Kevin Flynn. Ball still in play. Garcia calls for it. I'm sure we won't see Garcia go much further than the red line.
No, I don't think he can move as good as Petroni can. I really don't. Besides, Gibbons and Garrett are waiting for him at the red line.
Here's Christensen. Slip up by Chicago. Christensen brought down. Free kick to the Roos. Quickly taken by Mark Christensen. Mike Garrett. Good play by Garrett. Christensen lining up a shot. Christensen shoots. It's Garcia. And Garcia in all sorts of trouble, but finally gets it right on the edge of the area. 1-1. 6:14 to go in this first half. Peru's season opener in the AISA. Hayden Knight.
I'm still kind of excited from when Petroni came out of the box. I keep waiting for him to do it again. I don't know if I'd like to. The look on Chris Bartell's face was not one of glee, but he did a good job.
Mike Gout and Hayden Knight getting tangled up in the corner. Hayden Knight coming away with the ball. Gout doing a good job to force him out. Gets the pass to Rincon. Martin Rincon inside. Stefan Hagen. Stefan Hagen trying to get the shot. Blocked by Powers, and Powers clears it out to Christensen. Ruse on the break. Christensen. Good job by Mark Christensen. Things were getting a little tangled up. Just put his foot on the ball, controlling the play. Pierce, Wicker, Rincon intercepts. And away comes Chicago. Danger time for the Roos at the moment. Musi, Hayden Knight, and a goal for Chicago. Timeout called by Chris Bartels as his squad goes 2-1 down.
Well, Januras Chiesa has come back to haunt the Roos one more time. A little bit of a mix-up down there on defense. Tried to get the ball out a little bit. Petroni made a good save, and then all of a sudden, Chiesa is just off to the side. Good pass, and whammo into the net. So we have a 2-1 Chicago leader with about 5:07. Chris Bartels, of course, calling timeout. Try to get his troops calmed down a little bit, get them to play the type of soccer that they had been playing up until about maybe 1 or 2 minutes ago.
The Roos were caught out a little bit on defense. They brought the ball forward, and suddenly Mark Christensen finds himself on his own with 3 Chicago attackers facing him. He's trying to get the passes, and Hayden Knight's pass to Yannick Chiesa makes it 2-1 to the Chicago Shockers. 5 minutes and 7 seconds to go in this first half.
Well, this timeout basically, Dave, is just to calm them down a little bit. I mean, there's no panic time for the Roos. They obviously have a lot of time. 5:07. We've seen the Roos score 3-4 goals real quick. And it can happen if they play just, you know, the normal style of soccer that we're used to them playing. They're going to send the number 1 unit out one more time. And a 2-1 deficit is obviously not insurmountable. Talking over this music, maybe, but...
It's certainly quite loud
I
here,
gotta
isn't
pick
it,
on
Jim?
something. I can't pick on the referees anymore. I gotta pick on the music. And it is a wee bit loud in here.
Well, what with Rocky Form, William Tell's Overture, we've certainly got a different style of music. Kevin Flynn, Nick O'Shea, Mike Gibbons, Neil Ridgway, Derek Stanton, and Viktor Petronius out there for the Roos, and they've got to come from behind.
Somehow I imagine maybe this time I got a feeling that Ridgway may be getting the ball here to see if he can break free. Here, Sanderson.
Chicago get the ball straight back again. Chiesa. Petroni. Kevin Flynn knocks that one up. Tough ball for Kevin Flynn to control from Viktor Petroni.
Did a good job, though, of keeping it in. It was headed out.
Mike Gibbons makes the tackle. Ball comes loose, and Petroni gets it first bite. Cameraman and technical director for the Roos, 85-86, Mr. Tom Saladigi. Laura Saladigi, we're also operating a camera this evening. Here's Chiesa. Chiesa with a shot, great save! Oh, what a save from Viktor Petroni.
Petroni is hurt, and we'll have to wait and see what happened, but Petroni is down just outside the box. He may have gotten kicked, and I'll tell you what, the Roos don't want to see that because Petroni has been playing outstanding goal, and it could have been down there. They're just inside that line. It so often happens in these games when you get down to in between the line as to whether or not the ball can be still kicked, and, you know, the control as far as the goaltender over who's got control of it, basically. Sometimes the goaltenders go a little bit too far. Sometimes the players penetrate into the box a little bit too far and end up getting an accidental kick in there, and that may be what happened. Petronius sitting up now. He was stunned there for a moment. I'm sure he'll shake it off.
Well, Viktor Petronius just taking a few seconds to get himself back together again. And the Kalamazoo fans on the far side, I would say under section 5 or section 6 or something, but of course we don't have any sections
here. I know.
We'll just call it the Kalamazoo section.
Over in the blue seats.
Jim, all the seats are blue.
I know. The people in the blue seats with the blue clothing.
Viktor Petronius gets back up. Well, what an important save that was. And he smothered the rebound, and it was in smothering the rebound that he got injured.
Rich Avis, the trainer extraordinaire for the Roos, who was also a goaltender, and a very good one at that. So when he has to go out and treat an injury to a netminder, he is taking a little bit of first-hand expertise out there.
We're going to have a drop ball.
I like
4 minutes, 11 seconds.
These face-offs are fun. It's like hockey, drop the ball.
4 minutes now until half-time. The Roos are down by 2-1. That man AISA scored the goal and put the Roos ahead. Put the Roos behind, I beg your pardon. Kevin Flynn. Oh, Flynn beaten by AISA, but gets it back again and brings it forward. Flynn. His pass, though, intercepted, and AISA and Hayden Knight running forward. Ford inside. Ford's clear inside. Can Knight get the pass forward? Well, if Knight had passed that one earlier on, Hayden Knight was clear. Here comes Petronius.
A 3-on-1 break with Viktor Petronius leading it. He's got Sanderson and Ridgway.
And Petronius plays it out to Sanderson, and it's there! And Viktor Petronius gets the assist, and Derek Sanderson gets the goal. And I guess we have a new style of goaltending in the AISA. Welcome, Mr. Viktor Petronius. 2-2 the score. 3 minutes and 22 seconds to go in the first half. And Derek Sanderson gets his first goal of the campaign. And needless to say, Viktor Petronius gets his first assist.
I'll tell you, he's moving down there, and the defense for Chicago is just not controlling him, and he moves as fast as a lot of the midfielders. Now, the Roos are taking advantage here of a little bit of mix-up on Chicago's part. They're going to try to get the lead back here with just over 3 minutes remaining.
Powers tries to knock it down to Pierce. And Pierce, that's going to go out. We're going to get a kick in to Chicago.
That doesn't happen very often, I got to tell you. I got a sneaking suspicion, though, that Petronius is going to get more than one on that type of situation. He's a veteran, Dave, and he knows when he can do that and get away with it.
Steffenhagen. Chicago getting a little mixed up. The Roos take advantage of it. But Powell's beaten by Iturov. Iturov gets his pass out to Steffenhagen. Steffenhagen takes on his man. The shot saved by Petronius. Steffenhagen again. Christensen in front of him. And Mike Garrett trying to get it clear. Garrett battling there with Steffenhagen. And Christensen makes the tackle, gets the ball. We're going to get a free kick called for the Roos. And Tony Wicker with the ball. 2 minutes, 27 seconds until half-time. 2-2 the score. Christensen, he was running free. Pierce. Pierce's shot over the top.
Just had a little bit too much mustard on it. You know, I'm beginning to wonder, Dave, whether Coach Bartels has planned that play. Because Petronius looks like, I mean, he comes out at just only certain times when it looks, I guess when maybe it's up to him, he can see the Chicago defense lapsing a little bit and that he can make it through.
Well, he's 1 for 2.
You couldn't tell by his face, I could tell you that. Chris gets that look of anxiousness on his face.
Hayden Knight on Christensen. And Mike Garrett and Christensen come back to sort it out. Aklanitis giving a pushing foul against Kalamazoo.
Roos need to gain control of the ball very, very quickly. This is a dangerous place to have a kick.
Hayden Knight. Going to come back to Muller up. He lets that one fly.
Unless,
and
of course, you kick the ball like a field goal
over
kicker.
the top.
I'll tell you what,
for that one.
the University of Illinois could have used him this past Saturday.
The Roos home opener tomorrow, November the 16th. We'll get it right, November the 16th. This game being broadcast on the 15th. Here's Mike Garrett. Garrett pushed off the ball. I'm not exactly sure how the referee can call play on. And then when the Roos have the advantage, he blows the foul.
Yeah, now we were talking about that last year, about the advantage. Again, you have the advantage. If the foul is against the other team, you should just be allowed to play on. Unfortunately.
Here's Teddy Powers. Powers off to Pierce. Pierce with a shot. Powers right inside. Garcia making the save. 1:37 remaining in the first half. 2-2 the score. Powers will get it back again. Oh, nice pass into Pierce. And back to Mike Garrett. And Garrett pushed off the ball. And we're going to get a double free kick.
The referees are going to confer. We've seen a lot of conferring in this game. More than normal. Illegal substitution maybe on the part of Chicago. I'm not real sure now. What happens, I guess, is... okay, yeah, we're getting the public address announcer. When you get the sixth penalty, then I'm assuming, I'm not real sure whether somebody goes in the box or... you do get a 2-minute penalty, so it's just a new rule they're bringing in on us.
Taken
nice
from the
MISL.
MISL.
Yeah, taken from the MISL. Yeah, that's true.
The Major Indoor Soccer League.
We're going to have to talk to Dave Wing about this. Because I don't remember being told that they have a new rule, so to speak. It is taken out of the MISL. 6th foul, and penalty's going to have to be served. So not only the Roos, unless they score here, will have an advantage the rest of this period, they'll have it at the beginning of the third period, too.
Unless, of course, they score on the power play. Here's Paul Cato.
Cato has a shot.
Here's Garrett.
We're talking about a rocket.
Pierce gets it out to Cato. Good play by Cato. Gets the shot in. Comes out to Ridgway, and Garcia finally gets the save. 1 minute and 3 seconds remaining in the first period. Roos on the power play.
Still have a lot of time, And I want to see Cato take another shot, only from a little bit further outside, because I'll tell you what.
And here comes Hayden Knight. Mistake by Pierce. Lets in Hayden Knight. And out to Muller up. And Chicago quick to come forward. And Dave Pierce sorts things out at the back. Little lapse, but he finally clears it up. Here's Pierce. Acres of space for Dave Pierce. 30 seconds to go. Paul Cato. Cato's going to line one up. Takes a shot. Deflected. And Chicago going forward. Garrett.
Not much time remaining. They're going to have to get something going here real quick.
And a free kick given against Ted Powers. 15 seconds remaining.
Good call by the referee. Teddy backing in just a little bit too much.
Jose Garcia. His pass, well stopped by Mike Garrett. The Roos haven't got long, so they want to get a shot off. They've got 9 seconds, in fact. Here's Garrett. Garrett gets it out to Powers. Powers trying to get the shot off, and the Roos are going to go in at half-time with a 2-2 tie. And the Roos go in. They were up 1-0 after the first quarter, down 2-1, but came back on the goal by Derek Sanderson. They'll have the power play for 55 seconds. When we come back, we're going to be right back with the beginning of the second half. In just a few seconds, at half-time, the score here from Chicago. The Kalamazoo Kangaroos 2, the Chicago Shockers 2. We'll do the opening when we come back. Okay. Yeah, I'm still going to drink. Oh, I'm done. As we said, the halftime score 2-2. Jim McKinney, the Roos playing a comfortable first half.
Except for about 2 or 3 minutes during the second quarter when things kind of got out of hand. The Roos have been controlling the tempo of the game, and that's something that we hadn't seen since last year. We didn't see it all last year, basically, and that's that they'd go for the opportunity as quickly as possible. Now they're laying back a little bit, but I think the surprise of the evening has got to be Petroni coming out of goal with that ball.
Viktor Petronius certainly doing a good job. He came out, I'm not too sure what Chris Bartels has to think of that one, but that's certainly going to be a unique feature
I saw the look
for
on
the goalkeepers in the AISA.
I saw the look on Chris's face the first time he came out, and it was not good. He looked a little bit concerned, but I'll tell you what, they're taking advantage of the situation. And they're grabbing him real quick, and it's working to the Roos' advantage because Chicago's not dropping back on defense. One thing I noticed about the Shockers, and that is they're not moving back on defense as well as they should. They're making the mistakes, and the Roos have got to continue that type of kind of subtle pressure, make the Shockers play the Roos brand of soccer, and we're going to be in good shape here with a 2-2 deadlock at the end of the first half.
Okay, we're going to have a quick word now with Karl-Heinz Granitzer from the Chicago Sting, and then we'll be back with the second half. Come down here. Dave, hi, nice to meet you.
Oh, you're Jim McKinney.
I was going to ask you what you think of the game so far, and maybe compare it a little bit to the MISL. The AISA game you see?
No, I saw maybe 10 games already.
Okay, maybe.
Last year, I saw last year 2 times Kalamazoo.
Okay, this is the first game we're broadcasting, so we'll just ask you, like, what you see the differences between the AISA and how you think the game is progressing.
Okay.
Stripe thing.
Jen?
Oh, yeah? We have another star here behind us, so we have to... That's what he said. Am I in this picture at all, or can I leave?
Go ahead.
Nah, don't take the glass off.
Ready? So Karl-Heinz Granitzer from the Chicago Sting, you're here for the AISA game. Perhaps you could tell us some differences or what you feel about the game at the moment.
I think compared to last year, I think I saw improvement. I think this team from Kalamazoo play really exciting soccer, and I like it. And I'm very, very impressed about the playing style, about Garrett. He's playing before in Memphis, and I saw him, and he's playing very, very well. Hopefully he's improved a little bit his skill in the next games, and I think he got maybe a chance to sign for for some team in a missile up.
Ask you about Viktor Petronius. He strayed forward across both red lines to make the pass for Sanderson to score. What do you think about that?
You see, he plays so many years. He's the most improving person, I think, on the field, included with Hayden Knight and Arno Steffenang. And you see, these guys, they have so much experience, and they give this beautiful assist to the 2-2, and he saved almost 3-1 against Kalamazoo when the Shockers got the chance to score the third goal. And you see that is the difference in the game when you got really an exciting goalkeeper in the inside and really a good goalkeeper like Petroni is.
Okay. Do you see this league developing players sooner or later? They're going to be able to play in the MISL. Can you see the type of talent that's starting to form out here and work its way to the point where it'll be you know, going into the MISL soon?
I see this in the future. I think the improvement is a lot compared to last year, and I see that's a wonderful league. I support the league. I support the Chicago Stockers in Kalamazoo. By the way, I've been almost every year in Kalamazoo. You notice my friend Hardy Fuchs running soccer camps in Kalamazoo, and I've been at least once there, and I say all to my friends in Kalamazoo, first of all, hello. I see an improvement. It's really, really wonderful to have such teams like Kalamazoo and the Chicago Shockers in the league.
Let me ask you a quick question. How did this thing look this year? You ready to go out there and basically tear the league apart, or?
We struggle a little bit. We need a guy like Pato Magedic back. You know, he's one of the most exciting players in the world. He's injured for the last season, and he's injured still. He's still injured. We're struggling in the first game. But last year we're running like crazy. Our coach pushed us so extremely hard. And as you see the improvement in the next game, we play on the weekend in California, in San Diego, and in Los Angeles. And you see this. I think the Chicago Sting have always a winning team, and they will always have a winning team.
I'd like to thank you for taking the time out to come here. Wish you good luck with the season with the Sting.
That's very nice. Thank you. And good luck to Kalamazoo, to the team. I like it, and in the future I see some games in Kalamazoo. Yeah.
Thank you very much. We'll be back with the second half. Chicago Shockers and Kalamazoo Kangaroos tied at 2-2.
Thank you very much.
Very nice.
go ahead and use this. Should be all
Pato Margen.
I'm gonna.
Coffee? Thanks. Hi. Oh yeah. How you doing? How's it going? Good. No, lo que me llamaron del Canal 60 y me dijeron que ellos tuvieron un press conference.
Sí.
Y no lo llamaron al Canal 60. Oh, we didn't handle that. I didn't handle that.
Y sabes una cosa.
Son unos giles porque no...
Yo quería que vos vengas. O sea, lo primero que le dije que lo llamaste a
Me
Pato.
llamó el muchacho a mí y
Ajá.
me dijo, Pato, ¿cómo
Pero vos sabés que no se termina la charla.
We're gonna do a quick interview with them.
Ahora hablamos. Porque me gustaría hacerte una entrevista para la semana que viene. Sí, pero con uno que hable español. Esto logi no sirve.
Escucharla.
Okay, I'm going to ask you what you think about the game. When you're ready, Tom, let's do it quick. Here with Pato Margen, also of the Chicago Sting. How do you feel about this game so far?
Well, it's been really nice, and Kalamazoo come up and play really strong, and I said the game is not over yet. They can win the game. They just gotta keep playing the way they are, and the Chicago team and the Shockers are doing really good too, so it's kind of like an exciting game right now.
Do you have a prediction? Who do you reckon is going to win this one?
Well, my boy should go for Chicago, but I just come over to see a nice game, and so far I'm seeing, and I hope the second half is the same, and we have a nice game.
Which team do you think is showing the greater composure at the moment in the game?
Well, in the beginning was the Kalamazoo who did the whole work in the field, but after a while the Shockers get a little bit with Arno Steffenhagen and David Houston since gone, and they come up for a little bit, but it's about 50-50 right now.
Okay, we'd like to thank you for stopping by and giving us the quick interview here. Good luck with the season. We'll be coming back with the second half. Thanks very much.
Yeah.
Back with the beginning of the third period, the Roos for the next 35 seconds will have the power play. Some interesting comments from Pato Margen and Karl-Heinz Granitza.
It's nice to see major indoor soccer league players here to view this, because this basically is a league where hopefully many of the future players in Missile will come from.
Well, with the William Tell overture behind them, the Chicago Shockers will try and kill this power play. We've got 17 seconds to do it on. Mike Gadd bringing it forward. First power play opportunity we've had in the game. The beginning of the second half on Kalamazoo Channel 5. Dave Pye and Jim McKinney with you. Ball comes loose to Ridgway. Ridgway powers! It's there! The Roos lead 3-2.
Set it up very,
Steady
very
pass
nicely.
from Neil Ridgway.
Set it up very, very nicely. Powers just sat in front of the goal. Nice kick in to Chicago defense. First of all, number one, Garcia went off to the side to try to block the shot, and did so, but then the ball sprung loose. And Neil Ridgway, as always, is very, very close to that ball, and goes after it whenever he can. Made a great pass in, and there Teddy Powers, all he had to do was just kick the ball in. And we're going to see for the first time this year the appearance of Bo Melson on the field for the Roos.
It's 3-2, the Roos in the lead. And they started as they hope to continue in this second half. Teddy Powers on the power play. And Ridgway getting his first points of the contest. Here's Melson. Offside pass across 3 lines.
Just offside, too. Just offside.
And Ruben Stephen has got to bring it forward to the Chicago red line. Just a minute into this second half. Kevin Flynn doing well there. Referee not fooled by the dive from the Chicago forward.
I don't know if I'd like to dive on this turf too often. It hurts.
Gibbons.
AstroTurf really hurts when you fall down. And I'll disregard that comment. It was made from the other end of the press box.
Ruben Stephen fouling Nick O'Shea. O'Shea with the free kick. Taken into Sanderson. That's going to go a long, long way back down and out of the playing area.
Things moving along rather slowly here in this first period, or in the third period rather, first period in the second half. Unless of course Viktor decides he wants to come up with it again, which he does.
Nice knockdown by Gibbons, and Sanderson almost in there. Gibbons looking very comfortable out on that line with Sanderson. Nick O'Shea does a good job to get it back.
Kangaroos, for all the new personnel they have, playing very, very well as a team. Very, very well. Matter of fact, they're playing better as a team than many times last year. And that's not a slight against last year's team. It's just the fact that for this, the units seem to be a little bit more cohesive here.
O'Shea, Sanderson up there. Good play by Kevin Flynn, gets it back, Gibbons. O'Shea calling for it. O'Shea gets it back, plays it out to Melson. Melson loses the ball. And away come the Shockers, 2¼ minutes into the second half. Melson gets the ball back. O'Shea, back to Petroni, ball's loose. We're going to get a free kick for Kalamazoo.
Referees are doing an excellent job tonight of controlling the tempo. With very, very few exceptions, they've been letting the players play. And that is a very, very good sign, especially early on in the season, because that's when the referees probably get tested the hardest, if not, then instead of the playoffs. It's a brand new season, and you got some new players, new faces on other teams, and teams are still trying to feel each other out. And referees are letting the flow and the tempo of the game go as it's being dictated by either team. That's it's a good sign.
Here's Pierce, he's got Garrett inside, finds Garrett to Powers, so close to a fourth. Powers gets past his man, still with the ball, but Jose Garcia claims the ball his own. 3 minutes into the third period. Good hustling by Christensen. Wicker and Christensen battling for the ball. Wicker gets it up from Powers. Here's Mike Garrett. Garrett goes through two players, but the ball doesn't go with him. And the Roos will bring it forward. It'll be Chicago bringing it forward. Isidov. Easy for Petroni. Pierce calling Wicker forward. Wicker back to Pierce. To Christensen. Here's Teddy Powers. Pierce with the shot, deflected. And Chicago come forward. Stefan Hagen all alone up front for Chicago. Gets it inside, and Petroni gets the ball. The Roos home opener tomorrow night, November the 16th at 7:35 at Wing Stadium against the Milwaukee Wave. At the moment, they're leading 3-2 against the Chicago Shockers here at the Odeum in Chicago. Powers tried to knock that one down to Tony Wicker. Christensen, good job by him. He's going to get the ball back again. Chiesa chasing.
Good
Mark
move by Christensen along the boards.
Here's Mike Garrett. Pierce back to Garrett. And Garrett out to Pierce. Roos working things nicely at the moment. Mike Garrett. Good job by Hayden Knight to stop Mike Garrett there. And away comes Hayden Knight on the overlap on the far side forward. Hayden Knight with the ball for Chicago. Chiesa. Good play by Tony Wicker.
Mike Garrett, probably the best pure ball handler in the league, putting on a little bit of a demonstration here tonight of why that is true. Controlling the ball very, very well when he gets a hold of it. First unit back on the field for the Roos, led by Captain Neil Ridgway.
Kevin Flynn, Sanderson. O'Shea's pass went a little astray. .9:36 remaining in the third period. Chicago 2, Kalamazoo 3. It's beginning to look very important, that power play goal early on in this period for Kalamazoo.
Kind of a delayed call there.
Yeah. Somewhat of a time lapse, as you say, Jim.
1 or 2 seconds. Made right out in front of the Kangaroo bench, so obviously Coach Bartels is going to get a few comments in on it.
Here's Hayden Knight. Good play by Gibbons. Now, it's certainly not making too much noise here this evening, Jim. Sometimes we're used to those rattles they sort of wave around, but we don't see too many of those tonight.
I don't miss them.
No, I don't think I do either. Ford can't get to that one. Forced all the way back to Martin Rinkan. Flynn intercepts that. Chiesa. Chiesa's shot, good save from Petroni. Knocks it out to Hayden Knight. Dawson. Ridgway. Sanderson on the run. Ridgway's got 4 people in front of him, but what a good pass. What a good pass over to Sanderson. He was very close to getting the 4th goal for Kalamazoo. Petroni coming all the way out again. Sanderson brought down. Play on, says the referee. Gibbons out to Sanderson. And Sanderson getting involved in a little bit of trouble. Players going down like 9 pins, and the referee just says play on. 4 or 5 players going down there.
It's like they got to that certain part of the turf and it was just common decency or whatever to fall down. They were really tripping over each other. Derek Sanderson did a good job while he was on the ground of controlling the ball.
Here's Ridgway. Oh, the deflection, and Ridgway tried to get it through to Sanderson, and Martin Rinkan making sure that didn't happen. Here's Stivan. That's a long one for Hayden Knight to chase. Knight pushes O'Shea into the boards. And we're going to get a free kick to Chicago. Well, goodness me, Arconitas obviously saw that different than I did and anybody else from Kalamazoo. And a few Chicago people surprised at that one as well. O'Shea blocks the shot. Here's Gibbons. O'Shea. O'Shea out only as far as Rinkan. Oh, and Rinkan, a beautiful pass out to Ridgway. And Ridgway tries to get it forward to Mike Gibbons. Tom Muller up back. Halfway through the third period, the score 3-2 Kalamazoo. Nick O'Shea pushed by Hayden Knight.
Real quick call there. Play getting a little bit rougher here in the third period, Dave, than it has been. The fouls in the first couple of periods were just basically nice little push fouls, you know, and they basically basically know that they had done wrong. Bodies are flying around in this period, and the players are hitting the turf hard.
Here's Tony Wicker. Good play by Wicker. Back to his goaltender Petroni. Pierce, Garrett, Powers. As the Roos make that change, Garcia back with the ball.
Chicago is now marking Petroni. The ball comes up to Petroni. They are marking him to make sure somebody's there to watch him, that he doesn't break out again. Good
play by Dave Pierce, getting himself involved in just a little bit of a scuffle back there, and Chicago get the ball back. Christensen. Nice play by Christensen, back out to Wicker. Garrett plays it through to Powers, and Powers tried to play it back to Mike Garrett, but intercepted by the Chicago defense. 6.5 minutes remaining in the third period. The Roos up by 3-2 in their first game this season. Good tackle by Garrett. And here comes Tony Wicker on the overlap. Inside is Mike Garrett. Wicker gets the ball back again. Pierce. Powers. Back to Christensen. Christensen plays it out to Garrett. Christensen again. And Pierce in space for Kalamazoo. Teddy Powers running around in the penalty area. Garrett back to Wicker.
Ruse doing a good job of just controlling the ball, trying to work it in very patiently.
Here's Powers. Can he get his shot off? Yes, he can. But comes to nothing for the Roos as Garcia collects the ball. Powers almost in on that one as well there. 5.5 minutes to go in this period. Here's Steffenhagen. And Christensen gets it back to Petroni.
Ruse doing a good job of guarding Viktor back there. They're getting back on defense very, very few times when the Shockers have made a run.
Here's Teddy Powers. Been marked and gets it back. Not only as far as Hayden Knight. But Teddy Powers doing a good job to get that pass back. Steffenhagen. He's intercepted by Wicker. And Hayden Knight, can he turn and shoot and scores? Hayden Knight. Ten minutes into the third period, and Hayden Knight scores the goal and makes this game tied at 3-3. Jim, that was a very powerful shot by Hayden Knight.
It was, and I think it all started back when Petroni tried to clear the ball out. He didn't clear it out with enough force to keep the ball away from the oncoming Chicago attackers. What had happened was he kicked it up the left boards, tried to get it to his own man. Unfortunately, sitting there was one of the Chicago Shockers. Got it out. Knight did a nice little turnaround, went moving off to the right-hand side and then let go a rocket. And Petroni really didn't have a whole lot of opportunity on to stop that one. And so the Roos now find themselves tied up 3-3 again. They're playing good fundamental soccer. And in my opinion, they're outplaying the Chicago Shockers. It's just a couple of mistakes maybe here and there. And we were discussing this on the way up, that the Roos defense, if anything, is a little bit suspect in that it's relatively new. The people working are relatively new. There's like 3 mainstays for the most part, and that's Tony Wicker, Nick O'Shea, and Kevin Flynn. And you've got some new defenders in there that unfortunately are not used to working with sometimes, and you're going to have mistakes like that. So, you know, they're going to cost you goals periodically, but that's, you know, you're going to have to go back and try to get the goal back as soon as they can, and just play to keep the same patient kind of soccer that they have been playing.
Chicago back in at a 3-3. Nick O'Shea getting the ball back down. Mike Gibbons doing a good job cutting off the goalkeeper. Here's Gibbons now. O'Shea unblocked. Flynn and his shot. Well wide, it's going to come out Sanderson, and O'Shea will try and pick this one up. O'Shea does a good job to keep that one in. And Hayden Knight, the goal scorer to Chicago. Good tackle by Nick O'Shea, 2-on-2. Here comes Derek Sanderson, out to Gibbons. Gibbons off the boards, but Garcia makes the save again. We're looking forward to Hayden Knight, good pass to Chiesa. 4 minutes to go in this third period. Ford makes the shot and good save. A block shot from Neil Ridgway. Oh, Derek Sanderson, good play. Sanderson's got Ridgway inside. It's Kevin Flynn. Flynn brought down. We're going to get a free kick to Kalamazoo.
Something I guess that hasn't been spotted yet is there are some signs that are advertising around the sides of the boards you probably can see on your television screen. One down here to the left of Viktor Petroni is off the boards, and it is hanging down into the playing area. I'm wondering what kind of effect that's going to have should the ball come flying down the left-hand side of the boards.
Kevin Flynn at the red line for Kalamazoo. 3-3, 3.5 minutes remaining. Pass just a little too short for Neil Ridgway. And Rinkan gets it back. But intercepted. Can Gibbons win this tackle? Just a little too far in front of him. Here's Nick O'Shea. Controls the play. Ridgway. O'Shea. Gibbons calling for it. O'Shea lets that one fly and comes to Garcia, who knocks it down and gets Chicago in motion very quickly. Hayden Knight seeing a lot of playing time for the Chicago Shockers, as we might have expected. Mark, is that a score? Sanderson. O'Shea back to Petroni.
Bruce
O'Shea.
again going into the methodical offense. They're trying to hold the ball a little bit. They're going to have to be careful. Make sure they don't give it up. Mushi's sitting there in the middle waiting for an errant pass.
Here's Pierce. Kick into Kalamazoo. Mark Christensen to Tony Wicker for Kalamazoo. 3-3, we're tied. Garrett. Good shot by Garrett, and Garcia holds it off the boards.
Garcia's got to be real careful about letting that ball loose, because he's had a couple of them where he's just hit it up in the air and another one where he's let a rebound bounce on the ground.
Christensen to Wicker. Wicker gets it back to Petroni. 1 minute and 47 seconds remaining in this third period. You can watch every single Kalamazoo Kangaroo home game as from November the 27th every Wednesday night on Channel 5 at 7:30. The first home game for Kalamazoo tomorrow night against the Milwaukee Wave at 7:35 at Wing Stadium. Here's Stevan, gets a shot and blocked by Petroni. Wicker. Mike Garrett will bring it forward to Teddy Powers. Tony Wicker plays it through to Powers. Dave Pierce on the run. Pierce with a shot. Christensen going down and Garcia coming out. Here's Wicker. Back to Mike Garrett calling for it. Garrett plays it inside to Powers. Garrett with a shot. Oh my word, Garcia totally beaten by that shot and just hitting the post. Here's Garrett off the boards. We'll come back to Dave Pierce. Defeated by the bounce there, Pierce. Wicker makes the challenge into Garrett. And Pierce to chase with Muller up. It'll come back to Garcia with 20 seconds remaining in the third period. Looks like we're set for the final period showdown. Steven and Garrett battling along with Dave Pierce. Christensen not going to have time for shot, and we're going to end the third quarter tied at 3-3, 1 goal apiece, and a very close game here at here between Kalamazoo and the Chicago Shockers.
Teddy Powers started things off in the third period with a power play goal, just 33 seconds into it. Assisted by Ridgway. That put the Roos up 3-2. And then Knight, Hayden Knight, 5'11" defender for the Chicago Shockers. As Dave said, has been out on the field quite a bit tonight. 9:59 with an assist from Tom Iseroff. Tied it up. And that's the way we stand at the end of 3 periods here in the Odeum in Villa Park, Illinois. Shockers 3, Roos 3, and Roos. Now last year, Dave, the Roos traditionally had one heck of a fourth period. I mean, that was their period for about the first 10 games, 15 games of the season. They owned the fourth period. Even in games that they lost, that would be the period that they come roaring back in. And we'll wait and see if history is going to repeat itself here in the final 15 minutes.
Well, you know, Chris Bartels has got a new formula with a new team this year. His second season in the AISA. And we're going to have to see if that can happen again. If they can have as good a fourth period as they did have, as Jim was saying earlier on.
Interesting fans they have here. Hey, introducing some of the members, of course, of the Chicago Sting, Karl-Heinz Granitza, who, of course, we had on during a halftime interview, and introduced Willie Roy, and as soon as they say the coach of the Chicago Sting, people start booing. They don't like Willie Roy here.
When one person boos, everybody boos, and nobody knows what they're booing about. If somebody cheers, everybody cheers. So we'd like to thank Karl-Heinz Granitza and Pato Margetic once again for coming down and giving us that interview at halftime.
Might see Karl-Heinz in Kalamazoo once in a while. As he mentioned in the interview, he and Hardy Fuchs are very good friends. And he said he was going to try to make it down to Kalamazoo once in a while. It'd be nice to see him there.
Try and do the same thing, get another interview with the man. We've got 15 minutes.
Did you go with us to the Sting game? That shots amaze me. I tell you what, I don't know how far out he was, but that ball had a rocket tied to it, and the goaltender just stood there and watched it plow into his face. I don't even think he saw the shot coming off.
They carried him off the field.
Like they carried him off the field, you know. It's just amazing, just amazing.
Well, we've got 15 minutes of indoor soccer action left here in Chicago. The
in regulation
season opener.
time.
In regulation time. We hope we don't have to go into overtime.
Dave, yeah, that's right. I get it. Mike Pryson made a point earlier on. We haven't seen a shootout ever in the AISA.
Of course, we were 11 seconds close to it.
Yeah, it's true. And last season in a playoff game, I believe, we were very close to it. And in another game, we were very close to it. Let's hope we don't see one tonight.
Your cameraman and technical director this evening, Tom Salatigi, with Laura Salatigi.
You know what I miss here in Chicago? Do you remember what happened last year? You had that little group of kids that would stand up and sing, and you can't find them anywhere now.
The beginning of the fourth and final period of indoor soccer from the Odeum in Chicago. 3-3, the game is tied. The season opener for the Roos. Mike Gibbons and Kevin Flynn battling for that one. Free kick called against Kalamazoo.
Roos have to be very, very careful not to let Chicago gain any momentum early in the fourth period. Take away the steam right away.
Kieka's shot just about as wide as it could go, but he gets it back off the boards. And O'Shea to Gibbons. Gibbons down to Ridgway. Oh, nice play by Ridgway, but just beaten by Chiesa coming back. Pass taken off to Dawson. Forward, Hayden Knight. Marked by Christensen, gets it out to Dawson. Dawson, he can't get a shot in. Here's Martin Rincon. Rincon's pass, intercepted by O'Shea.
I don't know where he was.
Coming forward. Gibbons. Gibbons with a shot, hits the post! Oh, and so close for Mike Gibbons, and Garcia almost knocked it back in his own net. What a good shot from Gibbons out of the blue, and it's still a tied at 3-3. Minute into the final period. Chris Bartel sitting on the side in frustration. That was close. Hayden Knight takes a shot. Kevin Flynn. Flynn gets the ball. Good play by Kevin Flynn. Down to Ridgway, and Flynn pushed down after the ball, and we're going to get a free kick to Kalamazoo.
Kalamazoo trying to muster some sort of momentum early here in the fourth period. They're going to try to get a goal up on the board, maybe two, try to take away from some of the steam that Chicago is going to have as having the home field advantage.
Martin Rincon gets the interception as Petroni tried to pass it out to Sanderson. Here's Hayden Knight. O'Shea, Chiesa getting involved. Just a little bit of trouble back there for the Roos, but sorted out nicely. And Mike Gibbons will bring it forward. Gibbons, his pass just a little too far for O'Shea. It's going to come all the way back to Kevin Flynn. Flynn, Sanderson, Rincon. Free kick. And Alcanadas hasn't decided who he's going to give it to. He's giving it to Chicago. 2 minutes into this fourth period. Here's Hayden Knight. Knight gets it back to Chiesa. Chiesa with an amazing dive. And away comes Kalamazoo with Kevin Flynn. Flynn gets it out. Rincon intercepts that pass. A good play by him. Here's Gibbons. Derek Sanderson on the far post calling for it. Goes out as far as Garcia. Garcia plays it inside. Here's Chiesa to Hayden Knight. Hayden Knight's going to take it forward, trying to let loose a shot. He makes the pass and deflected. And Viktor Petronius, what a good job by Viktor Petronius there.
Here comes Petronius again.
And he saw he couldn't go too far forward then. Made the pass out to Sanderson. Roos get a quick line change. Out comes Mushi. 3 minutes into the final period. 12 minutes to go.
The crowd's letting everybody know when Petronius leaves the box with the ball. He's picking and choosing, as he said before. He's picking and choosing his times when he come out, and it kind of throws Chicago into a little bit of chaos. Instead of trying to get a play together, they've got to worry about Petronius splitting the defense.
Here's Stefan Hagen. Goes for the 1-2. No chance with Viktor Petronius there. Teddy Powers on the run. Mike Garrett taking on Steven and beating him. Christensen calling for it. Garrett still with the ball. Gets it back to Kevin Flynn. Flynn goes to take the shot. And his shot won by Chicago. Mushi is going to be intercepted. No, it's not. Chicago still with the ball. 3-3. Kevin Flynn and Muller up on the far side. Kevin Flynn to Mike Garrett. Good play by Flynn. Gibbons. Christensen. Ted Powers. Wicker's going to try the shot. Wicker's shot deflected wide. Here's Mark Christensen. Kalamazoo Access Channel 5 bringing you indoor soccer from Chicago. The Kalamazoo Kangaroos tied 3-3 with the Chicago Shockers. Stefan Hagen. Isaraf. Stopped by Garrett. And Petronius makes the save.
Nicely.
Here's Mike Garrett. Stevan Garrett. Isarov right on him. Oh, goodness me, that's a terrible foul by Isarov. And that's a 2-minute foul. But we're not going to see a 2-minute foul.
I don't know if we're going to see a penalty tonight, Dave, to tell you the truth. We got a timeout over here. Now, the substitution referee wants a call. That may be the 6th. That may be number 6 again. We'll have to wait and see what the signal is.
Well, that's a 2-minute offense in itself, it looked like. Referee going up to Kalamazoo players. We're just going to get the free kick. 9 minutes, 53 seconds remaining in the game.
Roos trying to work it in, get that 4th goal, get up on the scoreboard here so they can take some of the momentum away from Chicago.
Dave Pierce battling with that one, and Chicago come away with it. Tony Wicker, good job getting back. Christensen, Wicker, back to Christensen, to Pierce. Pierce, long ball forward. Not quite in the path of Mike Garrett, and away comes Chicago. And Mike Garrett, a chance now as the Roos come forward. 1-on-1, Garrett on the break, Wicker inside. Mike Garrett still with the ball. Powers, can Powers get through? Garrett. It's getting very close down there. Chicago back on defense. Ball comes loose, Powers, and Garcia makes the save. Referee's blown for a free kick. Whatever for, I have no idea, but we got a free kick. 8:58 remaining in the game. It's 3-3.
He's got a bad leg. He pulled a hamstring about 2 weeks ago.
Isaac. Free kick to Chicago.
So they have to be very, very careful. The free kick that close in.
It's going to come back to Viktor Petronius.
As soon as I say that, Dawson kicks it very nicely back to Petroni.
Here's Melson. Good ball by Melson. Christensen. His pass was a poor one and gives the Chicago Shockers some momentum. Here goes Hayden Knight. Knight gets pass one, pass two, gets his pass off to Kieka. Goodness me, almost hitting John Odesi and Kathy Bradley, our two photographers for Kalamazoo Channel 5 and for the Roos.
Kieka almost sent that one into orbit.
There you see Kathy Bradley and John Odesi coming within inches of getting knocked over by the ball.
Even if they hadn't been hit, just hitting that metal sign up there is enough, or the metal railing is enough to unnerve you a little.
8 minutes, 25 seconds left to go in this game here in Chicago. The score, Chicago 3, Kalamazoo 3, every Wednesday night. Channel 5 in Kalamazoo bringing you indoor soccer action at 7:35. Here's Neil Ridgway. Ridgway off to O'Shea. O'Shea gets his shot off. And Hayden Knight again. O'Shea with a shot. What a great shot from O'Shea. And Garcia goes down and may have even got a tip on that one. Kieka.
I believe he did just get his fingertips on that ball. And that's what saved the goal.
Chiesa scoring the second goal for Chicago this evening. Always a danger man. Ridgway intercepts it, gets the ball off, but a poor pass by Sanderson. It was a Sanderson interception. Here's Dawson, Hayden Knight. Knight goes inside, gets the shot and blocked by his own player. And Kevin Flynn will come forward, his pass intercepted. O'Shea and Dawson battling for it. O'Shea goes down. Free kick to Kalamazoo.
They had to be getting close to that 6 foul rule. Real close. I thought that was 6.
It's going to go back to Garcia. 7 minutes and 12 seconds remaining in this game. Isaac. Hayden Knight back on again. Chiesa. Chiesa over to Hayden Knight. Nick O'Shea doing a good job forcing Knight to pass it back. Martin Incan. Off the board, Chiesa. Petroni out to Ridgway. Gibbons goes down. Hayden Knight inside to Chiesa. He's got a chance. Can he shoot? His shot goes wide. Free kick, Kalamazoo.
Mike Gibbons a wee bit unnerved by...
But now, I make that 6 fouls now. And here comes Hayden Knight with Chiesa inside. Chiesa, he misses it, I don't believe it. And the Roos escape, it's still 3-3.
He didn't take his time on that shot. He was trying to hurry it too quick. Just didn't even get good aim on it at all. No, poor body positioning, everything.
Could have put Chicago in front. As it is, it's tied 3-3, just 6 minutes to go. And this has been a very close game for both teams. Well, I guess you're kind of a close game for one team and not for the other. O'Shea and Gibbons pass, it's a little short for O'Shea. And a foul by Nick O'Shea.
Well, I'll tell you what, the fans want 2 minutes, and they want it bad. That's their 5th foul, Kalamazoo. So they've one more foul, and that's going to be a 2-minute penalty.
Tonight's attendance here at the Soccer Dome in the Odeum in Soccerland here in Chicago. 1,576 for the Chicago Shockers home opener in the AISA. And another timeout.
I believe the Roos may have called that timeout. I'm not sure. They did point over to the Roos bench. Roos have to be real careful here, Dave, because of the 5 fouls. I've got to believe, though, that Chicago's got to be close to that 5 fouls.
Well, it certainly seems that way.
I thought they had 6 already.
Seems that way, but the referee's keeping a check in the box. And Chris Bartel's out there talking to his team. 5:15 to go in the game.
Has there ever been a game with no penalties?
Well, we've seen a couple of penalties just for the 2-minute rule.
Just one, yeah.
That's right.
I don't call that a penalty.
I don't know. We've seen a couple of offences that could have been called for penalties.
They would have been called last year. They would have been called last year.
A lot of them would have been called last year.
That's the truth. And we hear a voice of reason in the distance.
The music, we vary from William Tell Overture to Rocky IV to Willie Nelson Plays the Blues. And we've certainly got an exciting wide range of music here.
I'm back in the saddle again out in the pasture, honey, with my cow.
5 minutes, 15 seconds left to go. 3-3 the score. Christensen stops that one. Mike Garrett turns. Good turn by Garrett. Garrett just weaving his way, but finally gets the pass off. Christensen. Powers. Teddy Powers gets it across to Pierce. And Pierce's shot knocked down by Garcia. Here's Mike Garrett. Garrett with a shot deflected out by Powers. And Chicago will come away with it. Stevan. That's going to be Christensen's ball. Gets it back to Viktor Petronius. Garrett. Garrett brought down.
And I think that's number 6. That is number 6. And they're going to have to send somebody in the penalty box with 4:24 remaining. So the Roos, again, number 2, power play. So far they're 1 for 1. This is a very, very crucial point in time to have this.
Because the Roos are also 1 short of their 6th foul, so it's going to be very important. Mike Garrett taking some of the display advertising with him when he went down.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the displays around here are taking a beating. They weren't put up very well. They're put up with tape, and so anytime even a ball comes flying by there, it's going to hit him. And Mike looked like he was wrapped up, looked more like he had more white on than he did blue.
Isaac, number 18, will be serving the penalty for Chicago. The Roos with the power play. They scored their last goal from Teddy Powers on that power play. Here's Paul Cato. Hits that one over the top. 4:18 remaining in the game. Hayden Knight, the sole man forward for Chicago.
Nice play by Mike Garrett
Teddy
to get that
Powers
ball
will
up
go for
forward.
this one. Ridgway. Cato. Garrett. And finally it's sorted out between one of the men in the blue shirts.
Good play by Mike now. He's starting to settle things down a little bit, get the power play organized, work it back as a quarterback from that red line.
Let's go, Roos, shout the fans from Kalamazoo here at this game. Dave Pierce has only got Mike Garrett back. The Roos can't afford to have a blocked shot. It could be dangerous for them. Garcia sends that one up into the air.
Garcia makes a mistake, kicks the one dead up into the rafters. So the Roos are going to get it back right out where they would like to have it, which is out at the red line. That way they can orchestrate the power play a little bit better. See where they're going.
3 minutes, 37 seconds left in the game. 3-3, we're tied. No score so far in this 4th period. Petroni after Mike Garrett. 1 minute remaining on the power play for Kalamazoo. The Roos just not getting their shots off at the moment. Garrett plays it inside to Powers. Pierce. Powers. Good turn. Ridgway. Back to Cato. And Garrett over to Ridgway. Back to Mike Garrett again. 38 seconds on the power play for Kalamazoo. Paul Cato Inside to Powers, and he scores! Teddy Powers makes it 4-3 to Kalamazoo. And the Roos have the lead, 2:56 to go. Teddy Powers gets his second power play goal of the game.
I'll tell you what, Powers is the right man at the right time tonight. He's been there when they needed him. 12:04 mark. Paul Cato gets his first point as a Kalamazoo Kangaroo, and Teddy Powers off to an auspicious debut. And if the Roos can hold him for the next just under 3 minutes.
And now the Roos are going to have the power play straight away against them. 2-minute penalty against the Roos. We've got 2:53 remaining in the game. And that's for their 6th foul. Bo Melson will go into the box to serve the penalty for the Roos. And now if the power play team can hold on, this could be very crucial for the Kalamazoo Kangaroos.
Bo didn't want to give that penalty. I'll tell you what. The Kalamazoo Kangaroos power penalty killing team. The thing about this is, if the Shockers have this penalty burned off from out from underneath them, they're only going to have about 53 seconds remaining in the game. And I'll tell you what,
Mike Gibbons getting it away.
The Kalamazoo Kangaroos have got a good power play dissolving team. They can really
2.5 minutes to go. William Tell overture playing again, Jim. Let's see if the Roos can hang on.
Well, I'll tell you what, the fans here do not like that music.
Shot, and Petronius makes the save. That's a long one for Gibbons to chase. Can Gibbons get to it? 2:14. And comes back to Garcia. 1 minute, 17 seconds remaining on the power play to Chicago. 2:05 left in this game. Chicago coming forward.
If they don't score on this, they'll have less than a minute remaining in the game.
And Nick O'Shea content to just get it downfield. Chiesa. Chicago getting a little frustrated with themselves.
Chicago does not look very good on the power play.
Here's Hayden Knight. Back in. Petronius makes the save and holds it. 50 seconds to go on the power play. 1 minute 41 remaining in the game. The Roos are going to call a timeout. The Roos trying to call a timeout. 1 minute 34 seconds left in the game.
Good block by Gibbons in there. Wicker battling along.
Here's Hayden Knight for Chicago. Gets it back to Musi. And now getting very tense, the final few seconds of this game. 4-3, the Roos leading. Chiesa, 26 seconds on the power play. It's going to come back to Chiesa. Out on the far side. Can O'Shea block the shot? Sends it downfield. 18 seconds on the power play. 1 minute, 10 seconds in the game. 4-3, the Roos leading.
Watch for an immediate timeout once the power play is done, should they not score.
And Chicago doing everything they can. Less than a minute to go. Chiesa.
They're not going to score on this power play. They're going to burn it off. They've got less than a minute remaining.
On comes Bo Melson. What can the Roos do? Can they hold on now? Hayden Knight. Bo Melson trying to get that ball. 43 seconds. Very exciting here at the end of the game. Chiesa gets his shot off. It's just wide. Oh my word, that was close. 33 seconds to go. Hayden Knight.
Get the ball out. Nice
blocked by O'Shea.
O'Shea.
Gibbons gets it downfield. And the Kalamazoo fans chanting, and here's O'Shea. O'Shea clears it down. Gibbons. Handball by Garcia. 19 seconds. Intentional handball.
Now, here comes the situation. That was a handball that basically was not necessary because Garcia had come way out. Intentional handball. 2 minute power play is academic. And I'll tell you what, the Kalamazoo Kangaroos, 19 seconds away from their first victory. Hard fought at that, Dave. But I'll tell you what.
Well, it's certainly been a close one.
All they've got to do is kill that ball. Roos fans over on the other side of the field are up on their feet.
19 seconds to go.
They're just going to play triangle with it.
Hayden Knight forward. The Roos can't afford any mistakes now.
Pierce is going to get the ball, and I would imagine he may either send it back to Garrett, send it over to Melson, or he may even send it back to Petroni. Knight, always dangerous, standing there waiting to receive it. We'll wait and see who's going to get the ball. If Bo gets the ball, Petroni yelling out that he should get it back.
Here's Dave Pierce.
Kicks it up
Gets it
ahead.
inside to
Neil
Ridgway.
Garcia tries to get it out. Now Garrett
Mike
comes back to
Garrett.
the ball. Now this should be the end of the game.
To Dave Pierce. 9 seconds to go. Here's Pierce with a shot. Good save from Garcia.
Powers almost had his 4th goal.
And that's the end of the game. The Roos win it. The Roos win their first game in the AISA here in Chicago. An on-the-road victory by 4 goals to 3. Teddy Powers, with just under 3 minutes to go in the game, scores a power play goal. We're going to go down for a few interviews now at the end of the game. The final score, Kalamazoo 4 and Chicago 3. Well done, Jim.
Going down? We're both going down? I need one of those. Yes, sir. Where are we going to do it at? Right here. Hey. Hold on. Want to do the interview with the Director of Operations?
Excuse me, Tom, can I get down?
This go live back to, will this go live back to Kalamazoo?
No, sir. No, it's going to be tape delayed. And it'll appear the 15th, the day before the home opener for the Roos.
Great win for you.
Someone's got to stay up here.
Tough, yes, sir. Always tough.
On the phone, director of Group Stars for the Roos.
Nice to meet you.
Can we just step down one?
Give Mr. Matchett one here. There you go, sir.
Here with Dr. Joseph Masnick, the Director of Operations for the AISA this season. An exciting game for the first game for both teams.
Very exciting game, and I tell you, I've been at 3 of the opening games that have been played in the league so far. I saw the Louisville game last Friday evening, and I was also in Columbus this afternoon. And the Kalamazoo fans have a lot to cheer for and a lot to cheer about because there's an exciting team coming back to Kalamazoo for their opener.
The two teams are quite good here today.
Very good and very intense. Nobody took a back seat, and they all went out. They went out to score goals. Very little defense was played. Everybody went forward, and although there weren't a great number of goals, there were many, many opportunities.
Okay, I'd like to ask you as Director of Operations how you see the future of the league. You must be very happy that we're back for the second season.
Well,
and what sort of things are you looking forward to in this second year?
Well, I've been in the indoor soccer business since the first day, and you know, I refereed the first game and was involved with the MISL from their beginning, and this is the first time in the history of soccer in the United States that a league has returned all 6 of its original franchises. So that's a major plus. We have a team in every city where the league started last year, and that's because I believe the owners see the light at the end of the tunnel. And that's due to the regional structure of the league and the salary cap for the players that I think people are beginning to see that with the AISA concept that it's possible that soccer can be promoted on a professional basis without owners losing their shirts and still provide exciting action for the fans.
Well, we certainly wish you luck as director this year with the league.
Well, I think I'll need it. I think if all of the games are as intense as today's games, we'll have plenty of controversy. And that's part of my job, is to make sure that that gets dealt with fairly.
We seem to have 6 very exciting teams. Well, from Chicago with the final score, the Kalamazoo Kangaroos winning 4-3. For Jim McKinney, this has been Dave Pye. Tomorrow night, November the 16th, the Roos home opener against the Milwaukee Waves, 7:35 at Wings Stadium. Thank you very much. Here with Coach Chris Bartels of the Kalamazoo Kangaroos, and congratulations, Chris. The win looks good.
Thank you, Dave. Yeah, any win looks good, especially opening night. You know, we did what we came to do, and you know, great relief on myself, of course, and all the players, because I think this was really the first test that we've had all season. You know, even in preseason, the 2 scrimmages we played against Milwaukee, you couldn't really count them as game situations. So tonight was the unveiling of the 85-86 Kangaroos.
And you're happy with it?
I am, for the most part. You know, for an opening night to play as well as we did, I thought we carried the play for the most part, and I thought we had the better chances, but early season jitters just didn't allow us to put them away. But, you know, both teams played very well for opening night, and it was a good struggle, I think, for the fans to watch.
You happy the way the lines went tonight for the players?
Yeah, for the most part, they gelled gelled well. You know, very happy with the man-up group. They've been struggling in practice, and tonight they were 2 for 2. And the man down in a crucial situation in the fourth quarter with only 2 minutes remaining, you know, did exactly what they needed to do, and that's perfect. You can't ask for more.
We've got a home game tomorrow night, November the 16th against Milwaukee. Your thoughts on that one?
Well, Milwaukee, big win on Columbus, shows that they've got a little firepower. You know, they were up on the game the other night against Louisville and lost. So I think it's going to be a tough show, but definitely Milwaukee hasn't seen us. And what they saw in preseason is not the same Kangaroos are going to see November 16th.
That's good to hear.
One final question, Chris, is the changeover to MISL rules. You see a distinct difference in the way the game has been played as the coaches and players adapting to it a little bit
Well,
tonight?
definitely you have to do a little more thinking and a little more coaching. The players have to be aware of always what's going on in the field as far as the fouls in a quarter. You know, 6-foul rule tonight, we took advantage of it and it almost burnt us. You know, so you have to be aware of what's going on. The players then have to play very smart. You know, if you're at 5 fouls like we were, the player on Chicago did a great job. He got that call by a good little dive. Greg Louganis would have been proud of it. And but again, Mike Garrett did it on the same end. But both teams, you know, have to be a little more witty on what they're doing, and I like it. It causes the game to be a cleaner game, I think, for the most part. The referees doing a good job of keeping it under control, and that'll make it more entertaining for the fans.
Chris, a few of the fans watching at home are going to be wondering a little bit about Viktor Petronius' forays down into the end of the field. What have you got to say about that?
Well, Viktor is a very unique goalkeeper, and it's really what you're going to see in goalkeepers in the future. They've got to be better with their feet, and they've got to be an attacking player. I don't know attacking to the extent of what Viktor twice went down into their over their red line looking to take a shot, but we did get a goal out of it. It's one of those plays, if it works, you know, he looks great. If it fails, you know, he's got some answering to do to me. But it gives us a new dimension, and as the season goes on, it'll become more refined.
Okay, well, final congratulations again.
Thank you very much.
For Jim McKinney, this has been Dave Pye in Chicago with the final score. The Chicago Shockers 3, the Kalamazoo Kangaroos 4. Join us tomorrow evening, November the 16th, at Wing Stadium, 7:35 against the Milwaukee Wave for the Roos home opener.
Yeah. Are you going to stop?
David, ask what's a good place to eat.